Perdón. ¿De qué hay? Hola mi gente, bienvenidos a Spring Spanish. I'm Paulísima and I'm one of las maestras de español at Spring Spanish. I live in one of the most amazing cities in the whole world, Mexico City, which also happens to have one of the best cuisines ever. Eating Mexican street food is one of the best ways to practice your Spanish and to get to know the heart and soul of Mexico. En este video vas a aprender what you need to know to have an amazing street food experience eating in a Mexican food truck, whether you find it in Mexico itself or in another country around the world. I will share with you the essential Spanish chunks that you will need to comer en la calle, to eat street food in any Spanish-speaking country. More about chunks, what they are, and how can you use them to ease your way into fluency later on the video. You will also discover the infamous tea diet that Mexicans adore. Well, now I am ready to start y espero que tú también. Empecemos. With the chunks that I'm going to teach you, you will be able to have a great experience comiendo en la calle. Chunks, yeah, chunks. Chunks are pre-made phrases or word combinations that you hear natives using all the time. And when you use them, you instantly sound more natural speaking Spanish. Here at Spring Spanish, our team of polyglots and linguists have put together a method that is based on the use of chunks to ease the way of our students into fluency. More on that in the free Spanish chunking training that you can access in the link in the description. So you get to the place. Usually a taco or torta stand, they will have a menu, so you will have what fillings there they have available. But sometimes quesadilla stands or tamale stands, they don't usually have a menu, so you can always start your experience with this beautiful chunk. ¿De qué hay? Perdón. ¿De qué hay? Literally, it means like, of what kind do you have? Of what kind there is? Sometimes, even if you see a menu, not all the items will be available, so you can use this chunk. Si hay de todo, literally, it's like, do you have of it all? Yeah, something like that. Siguiente chunk. Once you know what you want, you can always say, me da. It literally means like, can you give me? So you will place your order with this beauty of a chunk. Me da. Me da 2 de pastor y 1 de bistec, por favor. Another chunk. Con todo, with everything. This is what Mr. Taquero or Lady Quesadilla is going to tell you, right? Con todo, with everything. Now, what constitutes todo may vary. If you want the full experience, answer with this chunk. Sí, con todo, por favor. ¿Qué lleva? ¿Qué lleva? If you are not sure what the dish comes with, you can use this chunk. ¿Qué lleva? To ask what they will put on it. Typical things that can go on street food are salsa, queso, nopales, cilantro. Other chunks to specify how you want your street food. Poca salsa, a little bit of salsa. Natural, like natural. It's a very Mexican way to tell that you don't want anything like lettuce or any sort of vegetable on your taco or in your quesadilla. You just want the thing and the filling and no extra veggie that, you don't want it. So you say natural. Me da 2 tacos al pastor naturales. Now, this is a very, very important cultural insight. The relationship between you and your street food provider, it's based on an unshakable trust. Never lie to your taquero, please. And why do I say this? Well, because when you order street food and, you can always ask for la cuenta, por favor, you will sound way more natural if you use these chunks. ¿Me cobra, por favor? Or, ¿cuánto es? Now, the person working in the stand will probably reply to you with something along the lines of, ¿qué le cobro? ¿Qué fue? Or, ¿cuántos fueron? You see, the person in the stand is often not keeping track of how much you've eaten. So they will ask you how much they should charge, and this is why I say that you should never lie to your taquero. Be honest. If you had 5 tacos, say you had 5 tacos. So, when el taquero says, ¿qué le cobro? This is when you tell them what your order was. Answer with the number and type of food that you had. So basically you will just repeat your order. ¿Me cobra, por favor? ¿Qué le cobro? 2 tacos de pastor naturales y 1 de bistec. Next time you come to Mexico City and you're eating street food, do use these chunks and I promise you will be able to communicate with no problem. Now, of course, Mexican food is way more than just tacos. So let's go over some of the most delicious dishes that you will find in puestos callejeros. As you may know, Mexican cuisine is part of UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And one of the reasons we got such distinction, it's because we still preserve the way the indigenous people were cooking before the Spaniards invaded our land. Back then, our food was based on 3 key ingredients: corn, chilies, and beans. And guess what? It still is. So yeah, before the Spaniards invaded our land, the indigenous people were already making tacos and sopes. But then when the Spaniards came, they brought the ingredients from the old world and then they mixed them with what we had and we created a whole new cuisine, which is fantastic. I'm telling you this because you will notice how many times I'm going to say the words corn, chili, and beans when I describe the dishes that are most commonly found in puestos callejeros. You will notice that many of our antojitos, which literally means little cravings, are basically different arrangements of the same ingredients. Huaraches. Huaraches are made with some sort of long tortilla, thick long tortilla that kind of resembles a typical Mexican sandal called huarache. They're cooked on a flat grill and are usually topped with a layer of beans, salsa, queso, and crema. Additionally, they can be topped with bistec, thin cut of beef that we eat a lot in Mexico, or longaniza, some sort of Mexican sausage, and other kind of meat. Sopes. Sopes are open-faced, thick tortillas that are topped with things like papa con chorizo, potatoes with chorizo. They are topped with cheese, salsa, and onion. This dish is also known as picaditas or pellizcadas, which means little pinch ones, and in other parts of Mexico where they are not usually topped with meat. Gorditas, little fat one. It's a very thick corn tortilla where the dough that is used to make the tortilla has been mixed with chicharrón and then grilled. Once it's cooked, it's then sliced into some sort of a pocket and then filled with cheese, onion, salsa, and your filling of choice. The filling type depends on where in the country you are. Typical ones is la gordita de chicharrón prensado. The dough, the masa has chicharrón in it, but then they put even more inside. Quesadillas. This one can be some sort of a controversial topic in Mexico. When you hear the word quesadilla, for the vast majority of Mexicans, quesadilla, it's like queso. So when we think about a quesadilla, the vast majority of Mexicans, we think of a tortilla that has cheese in it and then something else like mushrooms or flor de calabaza, squash blossoms. But we think that it should come with cheese first, but not in Mexico City. In Mexico City, when you say quesadilla, they just refer to this elongated tortilla that has some sort of a filling and then it's folded and heated on a comal. No cheese. You have to specify that you want cheese on it. It's a quesadilla. It should have queso. I'm not gonna fight with 25 million people living in Mexico City, right? So, huaraches, quesadillas, sopes, and gorditas are usually served in the same stand. And lately I've been noticing that these stands are usually run by women, unlike tacos, which are most of the time run by men. I don't know, something that I've been noticing recently. Now, remember I mentioned something about the tea diet? Well, we call it la dieta té. And la dieta té, we just call this a series of great dishes that all start with letter T, con la letra T, like tortas, tacos, tamales. Tamales. Now, if you've been in Mexico City, you probably heard this sound. Corn dough mixed with a little pork lard spread to the inside of a corn or banana husk. Then salsa, which could be green, red, etc., and some meat. that can be pork or chicken or some vegetables like jalapeño or chile poblano. Tamales are cooked in steam. Yeah, they're steamed, and they're usually a morning food in Mexico City. In Mexico City, as if tamales weren't already a bump of carbs, they have this like tamal sandwich. So they put the tamal inside a bun that is called bolillo, and it sounds weird, but it's actually very good. Next one is torta. Tortas are Mexico's sandwiches. On top of the main ingredient, usually some cold cuts or cold meats, they put lettuce, onion, tomato, avocado, and your choice of chile, chipotle, or jalapeno in it. They're delicious. And the bread that we use for for tortas is called teleras. It's a specific kind of bun, of bread that we use for making these beautiful, amazing sandwiches. By the way, the word torta in other Spanish-speaking countries doesn't mean this, it means cake. But in Mexico, a torta is like our version of a sandwich. And the telera is spread with refried beans and mayonnaise. It's delicious. My favorite type of torta is torta de milanesa, Milanese torta. Like, I love them so much. Like, if you want to ever kidnap it, you can like use a torta de milanesa as bait and I will fall for it. Next dish en la dieta de tacos. Alright, so tacos are normally made with two smallish tortillas and then they are topped with chopped meat, usually beef or pork, and then they are garnished with cilantro y cebolla. And some people say that the key to an amazing taco is la salsa, and I agree. So, which one of these dishes have you tried already? Are you curious about trying any of them? Let me know in the comments. I'm dying to know. Now, you know a lot about Mexican street food, but what about other types of food? Well, that's what we'll be talking about in the next video. You're going to see a picture, appearing on the screen. I talk about other kinds of food in Mexico, including some very weird stuff. Check it out. I will see you there. This was Paulísima y fue un placer estar con ustedes. Hasta la próxima.